Hey everybody, my name is Paul Eston Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Make sure that you like the video, hit subscribe down below because we're right here on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. And the Jets have finally gotten that former Green Bay Packers quarterback. No, not Aaron Rodgers. Tim Boyle? Well, what does it all mean? There's actually a lot of surprising ripple effects with this move by the New York Jets on Thursday, adding a veteran quarterback to the mix. We're going to dive into all of it here on the channel. So let's get right in. First off, who the hell is Tim Boyle? Well, Tim Boyle is an interesting guy who is a former backup to Aaron Rodgers. He spent 3 years in Green Bay. And 2 of those years, he ran over with Nathaniel Hackett. So there's a Hackett connection, who, of course, is the Jets offensive coordinator. The Jets signed him to a 1-year deal. And like I said, he's reunited with Nathaniel Hackett and will eventually be reunited with Aaron Rodgers. He's 28 years of age. He will turn 29 during the upcoming 2023 season. He's got a great story as a former undrafted free agent, impressive preseason. He ends up making the initial 53. Really a non-factor in his first season as that third quarterback, but the 2 years he was able to be the backup there in Green Bay. He appeared in 11 games during his 3 years with Aaron Rodgers. Apparently, both Aaron Rodgers and Tim Boyle get along very well. There's a good relationship there. He's got some intriguing size, 6'4", 234 pounds. He's kind of bounced around the league. He was with the Packers for a few years, then went to the Lions for a few years, then was with the Bears in 2022. But the bottom line is his statistical achievements are like non-existent. In his limited NFL career, he's thrown 574 yards, a 3 touchdown, 8 interception ratio, and he's completed 62% of his passes. But the reason why I bring up those statistical measures are Tim Boyle isn't here to be this messiah or anything crazy. Quite frankly, to me, he is the perfect guy to have as the emergency just in case with Nathaniel Hackett. What I mean by that is the Jets' voluntary 9-week offseason program will begin coming up here in a few weeks. I believe that whatever that Monday is, April 17th, April 18th. And it's good to have a guy that knows the system. Obviously, Zach Wilson does not know this new system coming in from Hackett. Chris Drevler obviously does not know this new system. Tim Boyle is the third quarterback officially added to this roster. Eventually, Aaron Rodgers will also join the mix. So Tim Boyle is a guy that knows the system and can kind of help the rest of the room while we await Aaron Rodgers. I think, first off, it's another great breadcrumb. I think all of us know that Aaron Rodgers is coming. But it's another great breadcrumb that you get a former Aaron Rodgers backup. You have Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb rumors. You have all these nuggets, and Nathaniel Hackett, all these connections where you're like, yeah, it's probably happening. And now it's like, oh, yeah, it's definitely happening. So the breadcrumbs continue to come to make you feel good about that. So, number one, more breadcrumbs that Aaron Rodgers is coming. Of course, we already believe that. So there's number one. Number two, I think he's going to be great for the offseason programs where he's around Zach Wilson and helping him learn the system, helping Chris Streffler and all those guys. So I think that's good. For the people that say, well, Tim Boyle's going to be QB2, I mean, he's had like no real impact in his NFL career. So just to assume he's going to beat out Zach Wilson, to me, is somewhat far-fetched. Maybe he does. Who knows? But I'm going to be honest, those kind of takes on social media, I'm just not buying. I'm not buying Tim Boyle as a guaranteed QB2. Robert South, the NFL league meeting, said Zach Wilson will be the QB2. Again, if Aaron Rodgers goes down, I don't want to see Tim Boyle. Did you just hear those statistics? Gross. But if Aaron Rodgers likes him, why not have him in the room? He knows the system. That's another benefit. But again, Zach Wilson isn't being cast aside here. Zach Wilson will be QB2, whether you fans like it or not. Again, so you have him coming in. I just think that's got to be a clear point right from the get-go that there are some ripple effects here with Tim Boyle. Again, they lock in another quarterback. That was important as we get into these offseason training activities, which are only a handful of weeks away. It's another indication that Aaron Rodgers is coming. Tim Boyle, again, is not this magnificent quarterback in his own right. He's really not done a whole heck of a lot at the NFL level, but it just does indicate that very factor. That he will be able to help in a few of those regards. And again, it certainly helps with Hackett, obviously, being in the mix as well. So I'll be intrigued to see what else happens here, but this likely kills all those rumors out there. The Cam Newton, was on the list, or Teddy Bridgewater, some of these other guys that are out there, Brian Hoyer, who was out there before signing with Las Vegas. This is the veteran that they chose to bring in. I don't anticipate some other sexy backup coming in, which again goes back to the point the Jets are willing to ride this thing out with Zach Wilson through hell or high water. And again, regardless of perhaps what the fans think about all of this. So, Tim Boyle, welcome to the squad, a new quarterback, and not quite the former Packers quarterback I'm sure a lot of us wanted on here. But the good news is that it's another piece added to the puzzle, another piece in that QB room. Again, I still fully expect Zach Wilson to be QB2 this season behind Aaron Rodgers, and we'll see ultimately if that comes to fruition. Maybe the draft, they select a guy, although we'll kind of see what happens there. Who knows in the great world of all things football. Again, new quarterback, of course, had to do a video talking about it. Guys, make sure you like the video. Hit subscribe down below for more juicy New York Jets content. You can read some of the nuts and bolts of this. We have an article down below describing some of the details here. We'll also talk about some of the other additions coming up on the YouTube channel. Again, 4,000 plus strong. Make sure you guys join the army and show your love for all things Boy Green. We always appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, and more coming up sooner rather than later.